and he'll be guiding us upon secure data payment. A very warm welcome to you, sir, from the Team CI Icon.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing good and staying safe. This is nothing but Nagar, Associate Director, PCI Security Standards Council, India. Before we deep dive into today's topic, securing payment data with data security standards, I'm sure we have all heard of the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still. Well, for many people, 2020 is the year the Earth stood still. But before I look more deeply into what has been going on, first let me introduce PCI SSC. Our mission is very simple, that is to help secure payment data. How do we go about that? By developing standards and supporting services that drive education, awareness, and effective implementation of these standards by the payment card industry stakeholders. To achieve this, we have 4 strategic pillars that are aimed at increase industry participation and knowledge, evolve security standards and validation, secure emerging payment channels, and increase standards alignment and consistency. So let's take a quick look back to the years BC, or as they are now known before COVID. Life, although we didn't appreciate it at the time, was simply we went to the office, logged into our computers, and worked happily away. We had meetings, worked in teams, and chatted with our friends at lunchtime. Funny how we took this so much for granted. Our work environment was safe and secure because we were inside a bubble provided by the company's intranet, firewalls, and DMZs. Our computers were running updated softwares. We had secure logon procedures. We had a password policy, and we attended our regular security trainings. What you didn't? Well, that is what our security assessor community were telling us you are doing. But essentially, you were safe, you were protected, and for the most of the part, you were secure. And if anything did go wrong, well, you always had your IT team on hands to come and sort things out. And then the world changed, and life moved from BC to AL after lockdown. And life, especially our work life, changed completely. You were at home, the kids were at home, the pets were at home, and it all became rather complicated, rather busy, and yet we were trying to work. The kids were either online schooling or online gaming, and all of this was running through your local router with whatever speed your local neighborhood could gain. But for the vast majority of people like me and you were remote, on your own. Your spare bedroom became your office. Meetings were now through Zoom or Teams or WebEx or Skype or whichever media platform your organization used. And then we started reading reports in media of security issues and concerns of criminals gaining access of things going wrong. Well, very simply, you are outside the bubble. The safe haven that was the office. Now you are not connected to just the office network. Now you are connecting through your local router, your local provider across the world wide web to your office. Now you are operating remotely and connecting into your company's network. Yet, how are you achieving that? How are you authenticated? What are your permissions? Your company has gone from having a very close system to having a more connection than network rail. So, what is the risk? Technology is the risk, and with this risk comes opportunity. Opportunity for the criminals, and they are having a feeding frenzy. And we are on our own, day in, day out. And we just do not like that. We are social animals. We like to talk to our friends. We miss sharing a coffee or lunch. So we do the next best thing and reach out using social media. Yet, what starts out as a friendly chat can quite easily turn to a work-related matters. And now we are sharing work information across an insecure social media platform. And the criminals are listening and smiling. For a quick reference, I would like to take an example. Back in World War II, the message was clear: careless talk cost lives. Today, the message is equally clear because now careless talk costs data. And careless talk can lead to phishing attacks. So, what have the PCI SSC been doing to help? Well, quite a lot actually. We have released several guidance. For example, working remotely, guidance for the people who are working remotely, common attacks, online trainings, guidance on performing remote assessments, as well as continuing to develop and update our standards which provide you opportunity to comments. And that is not all that we have moved through the year. We have provided even more guidance and support on protecting payments while working remotely. We have released guidance around beware of skimming threats during COVID. We have released additional guidance for remote assessment, cleaning guidance for the POS terminals, and several general guidance as we are all in this together. Many organizations have staff working remotely that are accepting or managing card-based data either via a telephone call or through e-commerce. It is essential if you're handling or managing cardholder data while working remotely that your organization secures that cardholder data. Our guidance documents are there to help you because the rules do not change simply because you are not in the office. PCI DSS applies to all entities that store, process, or transmits cardholder data. Therefore, PCI DSS applies to each and every one of your staff working remotely. Remember, people process technology. How are they receiving the cardholder data? How is it protected and secure? How is it transmitted? Before in the office, the data was moving around an internal network. Now, it is all happening across the public internet. So, how are you securing this? Criminal activity in 2020 has soared. Many would say these figures on the screen significantly are underreported. But it is clear that the criminals have seen after lockdown a huge opportunity to make more money than at any other time. The use of phishing and scams leading to both malware and ransomware attacks has never been so great. And at the same time, our ability to protect and secure data has never been more challenged. Everyone needs to be aware, understand the risk, and help secure payment data. The second part of this presentation, where I am going to talk about the updates from the Council on the data security standards. The first standard I'm going to talk about here is the PCI Software Security Framework. So SSF is a framework to standardize, consolidate software security requirements for different types of payment software under a single requirement architecture with the complementary validation and listing models. This is the next evolution of PA-DSS and ultimately the replacement for the payment application data security standards, and is also a good illustration of how we are implementing PCI SSC's strategic framework and our intent to evolve security standards and validation to secure emerging payment channels and increase standards alignment and consistency. So SSF assessors. So there are two different, these two different programs, we have two different assessor types. Secure SLC assessment can be performed by secure SLC assessor on eligible vendors. Secure software assessments can be performed by only secure software assessors on eligible payment softwares. The relationship between the SSF and other PCI SSC standards. So when PA-DSS expires in 2022, SSF will replace it. Until then, they will continue to be independent standards and programs. PCI DSS, generally SSF supports the security of the cardholder data environment in the same way PA-DSS has done. But like PA-DSS, SSF does not inherently make an entity PCI DSS compliant. PCI DSS 4.0 is in its early stage. Exactly how SSF will support PCI DSS version 4.0 is still being discussed. We are looking at how the elements of SSF might support some PCI DSS requirements. However, it is very early days. More to come on this. Please do keep a watch on our PCI security standard website for more information. The PA-DSS transition, the acceptance of the application for the existing PA-QSs and QSs and new SSF assessors are now open. New PA-DSS application acceptance end June 2021. And finally, the PA-DSS programs ends in October 2022. Talking about the second most important standard, and which is PCI DSS version 4.0. Second RFC is already closed, and I would like to thank everyone for their support so far. The PCI DSS version 4.0 development timeline. The development time frame for this PCI DSS update is noticeably longer than in the previous revisions. This is intentional, designed to support an increased number of feedback opportunities for stakeholders. The final version of the PCI DSS version 4.0 is currently planned for completion in mid of 2021. The PCI DSS version 4.0 standard will be available for 2 years prior to the retirement of the PCI DSS version 3.2.1. The PCI DSS version 3.2.1 will remain active for 18 months once all PCI DSS 4.0 materials, that is the standard, the supporting documents, including all SAQs, self-assessment questionnaires, report on compliance, and AOCs, training and programs updates are released. In addition to an 18th month period when version 3.2.1 and version 4.0 will both be active, there will be an extra period of time defined for phasing in new requirements that are identified as the future dated requirements in PCI DSS version 4.0. The much awaited data security event of the years is just around the corner, and this event is going to focus on the key challenges faced by the global payment card industry during pandemic. If you haven't registered yet, register now to reserve your seat. Registrations are complimentary. How to get involved with PCI Security Standard Council? First, participate. There are different ways to participate. The first most important way is to become a PCI SSC participating organization, which is open globally to PCI players, including merchants, processors, vendors, and acquirers. There are several benefits that you have becoming a PCI SSC participating organization. The biggest one is the ability to impact the standards for the payment card security globally. You can make connections. You can become part of the global network of payment security leaders. As a PO, not only you can impact payment security globally, connect with the payment security leaders, but you can also gain visibility for your organization and demonstrate your commitment to payment security to your customers and your business partners. The greatest testament to these benefits is 800 POs, 800 participating organizations in 60 plus countries. Talking something about the trainings, the payment card industry professional is an entry-level qualification in payment security information and provides you with the tools to help your organization build a secure payment environment. Becoming a PCIP demonstrates a level of understanding that can provide a strong foundation for a career in the payment security industry. This is a renewable career qualification, is not affected by the change in the employment assignments, and stay in effect as long as the individual continues to meet requirements. This is 3-year credential, also provides great foundation for other PCI SSC qualifications. If you have experience in any of these areas, consider PCIP qualification. Security technology areas, compliance, risk governance, audit and finance, e-commerce. If you're a product development company or a developer or a marketing or a sales professional, you should look for PCIP qualification. So, from one home worker to all you home workers out there, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay secure. Together, we help secure payment data by collaborating, educating, providing simplified solutions, information sharing, and industry guidance. Thank you very much.